What's up, everybody? Hang on just a second. That's so funny. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know what Randy's doing right now.
Try two.
He's trying.
And now we're back. That's so funny. I don't even know what that was.
Randy I don't know what he's doing.
I have no clue what that was. It's apparently a countdown or something.
It's 30 seconds.
Yeah, a 30-second countdown. So anyways,
Very cool.
Welcome, Talking Reps Live. It is...
We did it 2 months in a row.
2 months.
We got back on our schedule.
Oh, I'm
because
like, what?
we went on our trip and then we had something. I can't remember, but anyways.
We had something.
We had some stuff. I don't know, but we weren't on, remember? So it took some time. But we are back.
We are back.
We are back on our schedules.
Back in the saddle again. So updates. We don't have any updates.
No, we have Pride Month. We're on Pride Month right now, which we're really excited. We're doing coaching development with Birdie, Bird Box. We're very excited about that.
Jinx, give me a Coke.
Coke.
Oh, speaking of which, quick shout out to our sponsor, Liquid Death. Sponsored Talking Reps. Sponsored by Liquid Death.
You're struggling.
When you want to, hang on. Yeah, murder your thirst.
Murder it.
Kilt. It's kilt. Dead. Yeah. So
we have that.
Coaching development with Bird Box. We're very excited. Nathan Bird from the gymnastics course is bringing his team out. We have a bunch of coaches from all over.
Yeah.
Coming in to level themselves up. Us
it's
too.
Be amazing. Yep. We're very excited about it. Then we have our Pride workout at the end of the month. And then my very favorite holiday of the world.
4th of July.
4th of July. I love it.
Chas loves 4th of July.
I do. I love everything about 4th of July. It's warm. It's the best month of the year. It's sunny. Fireworks. Barbecues.
Usually don't get fireworks out here because people are so stupid out here and the governments are so stupid out here that they ban fireworks because they think that by banning fireworks, they're doing something to stop forest fires.
But last year we had great fireworks down in Corbett.
Yep. So we always go to places where government isn't stupid and we get to watch fireworks.
Anyways, I like fireworks.
So today, I thought this is what I've been wanting to talk about this for a while because this is something that Chas and I are always working on and we're constantly working on and something that I would honestly say that we struggle with constantly is
our relationship.
Not our relationship as a whole, but parts of it, which more specifically what we're going to get into when we start diving into it is our communication. But today I thought we would talk about relationships.
Real relationships.
Whoa, real relationships. Because at the center of it, relationships are a skill. And there's something that you can develop over time. And there's something that you can work to perfect. Or you could not. You could not do those things. And you could shit the bed and fail at relationships, which I have done as well, and Chas has done too. We have both done that.
Yes, we have.
We are divorced. Our own families didn't even want us to be part of them because we got divorced. But now we're here together.
But we're in way better relationships.
We found each other in the island of misfit toys. And now we are way better at relationships and the skill of relationship building
We've
because of our
definitely learned from
failures.
those. Yes, we have definitely learned from both of those relationships to have a better relationship.
And now we're RXing the shit out of this relationship.
We're trying.
Or we're
We've-
scaling it. We're
we're-
scaling this relationship because it modifies and it changes every
Yeah.
single day with regards to the situations that we find ourselves in, right?
Definitely.
Definitely.
Well, we just had not too long ago, we had
Hang on. Pause for sponsorship.
Randy knows that when he does that, I'm going to lose my track and then I'm not going to even know what I'm going to say now. I don't know what I was talking about. He does it on purpose, I feel like. Okay, Randy, why don't you finish the conversation? Again, relationships.
Relationships and communication skills or lack thereof. So relationships are a skill. This topic, this discussion, I came up with a couple of problems that could be developed inside of a relationship. And this relationship could be romantic, it can be professional, or it can be a mix of both, like ours, professional and romantic. Number one tip, don't mix the romantic inside the professional. Like back here. Don't do romantic in the professional.
No romantic there.
But a couple of problems that I jotted down that could pop up in any type of relationship. Disagreements and conflicts. Easy. That's an easy one. Everybody's going to disagree. There's always going to be conflict. Whether it's what do we do? What's for dinner? What do we watch? Where do we go on vacation? Do we go on vacation?
Should we buy this equipment?
Should we buy this equipment?
Should we not buy this equipment?
Should we change
what about
programming?
This program?
Mm-hmm. Should we do a membership increase? Yes.
Should we do an equipment fee?
Should we do an equipment fee? Yes or no? Differing visions, goals, disagreements constrain partnerships, and that goes with any type of partnership. Unequal workload and contributions, resentment and imbalance can lead to dissatisfaction. This could come into play with our gym business, where Chaucy works her butt off and she's constantly trying to figure out what I'm doing to work for the business.
That's not what
and I'm like,
that's not what is actually
whatever
happening.
You tell me to, drill sergeant.
That's not what's actually happening. We both, I feel like, have our for us, we've learned which things that we're really good at and which ones we are not good, and we balance each other really well. But it took us some time to figure that out, especially when you came over.
And we're still figuring
full-time.
it
Yeah.
out.
I mean, just recently we just had a very communication, not breakdown, but we realized we don't always communicate everything together. And that can cause some problems.
Yeah. But another problem that could pop up, financial disputes. Again, this is uniform. This is not, or universal. This is not specific to personal relationships or business relationships. It's universal across all relationships. Disputes over finances are common. Irresponsible financial behavior can jeopardize stability of a relationship, of a partnership, anything. And when we dive into these a little bit further and talk about possible solutions for these, one thing's going to pop up, and it's going to be significantly clear as to why it can help. But it's also one of the most difficult things to do with regards to working on the skill of relationship building. But financial disputes is something that we don't have disputes. I wouldn't necessarily say we have disputes, but financial difficulties we have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about what you would be talking about. Number one.
So I mean,
you wanting a motorcycle, and I don't want you to buy a motorcycle.
Exactly.
What we're talking about?
Exactly. The bullshit answer of I want a motorcycle. I want a flipping motorcycle. Trying to be more family friendly. I want a flipping motorcycle. And Charles says, no, I can't have a motorcycle. bullshit.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could also come into play with partnerships, professional partnerships. We want to buy this certain amount of equipment. We think this amount of equipment is going to get us past this slump of influx of new members. We need this equipment to help bring in this amount of new members. And if we don't buy this new equipment, we're just going to be constantly back here. That could also lead into some sort of dispute because, again, back up to disagreements and conflicts, it could also mean differing visions and goals. Maybe one partner doesn't believe that new equipment is going to help bring in those new members. Maybe one partner thinks that, hey, better coaching, better business model will help bring in more members, not shiny new equipment.
Going into like spending money on business coaching and not. We've had that in the past as well.
That could go back to that differing visions and goals. And I'm going to get into this here in just a second. Nikki, plug your ears because I know Nikki's on here, I think. I used to be very much in the camp of we don't need mentors. I don't need anybody telling me how to do something better because I know everything. I mean, it comes down to that, plain and simple. I know everything.
Randy definitely sometimes feels like that.
I don't feel like that. I know that. And so I don't need to pay someone to tell me what I already know what to do. I was so wrong. I was so wrong. And it came down to a simple sentence. We don't know what we don't know. And so obviously I don't know everything, but I'll argue that point even with myself. But we don't know what we don't know. And hiring mentors and business coaches was probably the single greatest thing we could have done to save our business and to move our business forward.
Yes, Kapua, it's been the best thing.
Best
choice.
Yes, best choice. So again, potential problems, disagreements, and conflicts. Questions from the audience. A new segment of Talking Reps, questions from the audience. This all the way from the East Coast, Cow Harbor CrossFit. What are the agreements you have as a couple of business partners that make sure you have Randy and Chaucy time without business life being part of it? So funny you should ask, Louie. We're going to get there in just a second. I'm sorry, not Louie. Cow Harbor CrossFit. We're going to get there in just a second. Usually I have to tell Chauce not to go ahead.
Yeah, but now it's Louie's doing it. He's already
So hold that question. Hold that question, East Coast caller. So again, potential problems, disagreements and conflicts, unequal workload and contributions, and financial disputes, universal problems, professional or romantic relationships. Potential solutions for disagreements and conflicts. Dispute resolution practices. That's a fancy way of saying.
I was going to say, I don't know what those words mean. So can we talk like normal?
It's a fancy way of saying having a game plan for when disputes come about. Know your strengths and weaknesses with regards to conflict resolution, talking it out as opposed to bottling it up, and understanding each of our different ways of communicating those types of things.
Yes.
Offering a safe space to give your opinion with regards to conflict and disagreements. And what I try to do constantly is listen without thinking about a comeback. And not necessarily a comeback. Like Chauce says, hey, you don't need a motorcycle. And I say, hey, you're an idiot. I don't think that in my head anymore.
He used to.
I think in my head now.
Being such a better person.
I think in my head now. Yes, Chauce. I can understand how you could have that opinion. I understand how that could be a difficult thing for you to understand.
And then he talks like that, and then I get really mad, and I'm like, don't talk to me like that. No, just kidding. But yeah, certain things like that. We've definitely gone through the gamut of how we communicate. A lot of it comes from past experiences of what we've thought that people, or how our communication was with our other spouses. And
our ex-spouses, not our other spouses, like we have now. More spouses.
Yeah, currently. We don't have current spouses.
More
the
spouses.
Ex-spouses.
Yes.
And that sometimes we put that, or it's easy to put that into this relationship, that when I say something, he thinks I'm saying something, or vice versa. And so we go into this whole spin of, well, you should, and whatever. However that could be. Like, we've had certain things like that have come up, and it's taken some time for us to realize that we need to listen to each other a little bit more and realize that we are trying to work on this together. And that's been really helpful.
One of the biggest problems that we had when I first came over full-time to the gym was it sounds so stupid. It sounds so stupid saying it out loud, but I'm very regimented on what I used to do every day, from wake up to go to bed. I knew exactly what I was doing from point A to point B. I knew how to get there. I knew what I needed to do. I knew how to get people to do what I needed them to do to accomplish a task. I knew what it took. It was automatic. So to take that out and to come here full time, she asked me one morning, "Hey, so what are you doing today?" And all I heard in my head was, "You are so freaking lazy that it's 7 o'clock. You're not up. You don't have work boots on. You're not wearing your jeans. You don't have your safety vest on. You're not ready to finish or start or accomplish a task that you know you have in front of you. And so now you're wasting your time and my time." All of that is what I heard, and I snapped.
He did. He freaked out.
I literally snapped because I was going through such a huge, and I still am, identity shift of going from what I was before, and this sounds like it's all about me, and it's not. What I was before into where I am now, and it's such a huge identity shift. And it's difficult for people to understand that have never gone through this, that have never gone through changing from one thing that they were for 20 years, and then all of a sudden, boom, now you're something different that you love and that you want to do and that you want to work towards doing, but now you're over here. Literally, one day I woke up here, and the next day I woke up here. It was like in a new universe. It was so weird. So a big struggle was.
So that whole day was
it lasted for 2 days.
Yeah, there's a lot of tension in that. And so we had to sit down.
Yeah, we had to sit down. We had a heart to heart, and I had to tell her how I felt.
Which is very hard for Randy to.
I had to tell her my feelings.
To be able to tell me that and know exactly what was going on and feeling, and how me saying that, what it made him feel like. And so I had to understand, like, okay, what I said, he took it totally the other way. I was just wondering, am I going to see you at the gym, or am I going to see you at the house? That was what I was wondering. And that's the reason why I asked, because this is what my world has been. I've been in this for a while now. And so in my head, I just was like, okay, well, are you going to be coming to the gym, or am I going to see you at the house? And it was just like I had no idea that would create that feeling for Randy. So anyways, it was kind of like understanding that of us in these two different worlds, and how we're going to bring these together and communicate, and know how the little thing like that, me saying that, and how that had affected him for 2 days before we actually got to the root of how he was feeling and why he felt that way. So,
which I didn't even understand.
Yeah, I think it took him some time to figure it out as well.
So, one thing that's going to come up a couple different times here is regular communication. It's so easy to say, and it's easy to do, but it's difficult to accomplish on the level that we need it to happen to create a successful path for us forward. It's so easy to say, "Hey, this is what I have going on today." It's so easy to also say nothing, and then come up with the conversation in the middle of the day saying, "Hey, where are you going?" "Well, I have this." "Well, I didn't know you had that." "I forgot to tell you," or "I didn't tell you," or whatever.
Well, and there's sometimes things you just don't think that they're it doesn't matter. It's not important. You don't like need to bother about that. And that's, I think, is what this recently conversation communication breakdown. It wasn't really a breakdown, but where we had certain things where we didn't want to bother the other person because that was our thing to do. But then that caused a little bit of problems because we're like, well, we have this going on. I need you to be here for this. But we didn't have that communication to know that each of us needed to be at the other thing or whatever it was, because we were working on certain things on our own spaces.
Mm-hmm. And that's something we both do.
Yeah, we both definitely do that.
Mm-hmm. And it's something that we're both constantly working on.
But I definitely think we've gotten a little bit better with that.
Yeah. East Coast caller, we're getting to your answer here in just a second.
It's coming.
Another potential solution for unequal workload and contributions is define roles. Figure out, like Chas said earlier, figure out each of our strengths and weaknesses, and then figure out how we can define roles based on that, how we can support each other with our common goal of creating a successful business and relationship.
Yes.
And business relationships. Yeah. Successful business relationships. Define roles and responsibilities and expectations, that we know what each of us are good at. We know where each of us are lacking, and we know when we can lean on each other to help fill in the gaps for what we need to do with regards to the gym, and then what we need to do with regards to home life.
And I think we do a really good job of not feeling like either of us.
I think we do a great job.
We do a fantastic job.
Thank you, soft talk.
Did I say kinda?
No.
Or probably?
Good.
Oh, great. Fantastic. I don't remember what I was saying or what I was going to say.
You think we do a really great job with filling the gaps? I need to do a better job at not communicating over you.
That's not what I was going to say, but maybe it will come to me and then I'll bring it up. But we can go on to our next.
Financial dispute solution. Develop a financial plan and budget. This is something this is her strength. This is 100% your strength.
Yes, Kapua, YNAB.
Yes, YNAB.
YNAB is my best friend.
You need a budget. This is it's not even a strength. This is your superpower. A strength is just like, oh, I can, lift a barbell.
I'm definitely
can drive a car pretty good.
I'm definitely not that.
This is your superpower. This is you can do it automatically. You're so good at it.
You like to fight on me a little bit with it.
I do, but I mean, it's because when you tell me that we have to, I want a shirt or I can't have coffee, and so you tell me we have to cut our coffee budget.
He needs to look at here's your bucket. Look in your bucket before you can buy that shirt.
Yeah.
The bucket, if there's money in that bucket, then you can buy the shirt or have some coffee.
But a lot of this financial dispute, I mean, there's probably a bunch of statistics out there that say relationships fail primarily because of financial problems. I would probably guess that most businesses fail because of financial problems. And it all comes down to communication.
Yeah.
Let each other, when we first got together, we went, and this is not marital advice or relationship advice, but when we first got together, we put our monies together because we had a common goal.
Yeah.
We had a common goal of this relationship. And it turned into, I keep moving. It turned into our common goal needed to be funded in order to accomplish that common goal. And so it didn't make sense to write you a check.
No, that's weird. And I would have personally, that is not how Randy and I like to do our personal finances together, is separate. We don't like to do that.
No.
We do.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
I can't talk to. Sorry, Kapua, I cannot answer your question.
But to dive into this a little bit more, it's communication because we have a combined budget. Talking to each other, you tell me, hey, you can't have another t-shirt this month. Hey, you've spent this much money on coffee.
That's an us thing.
Yeah,
we have spent this much coffee.
But again, communication and being transparent about that.
Yeah.
helps. It helps having those difficult conversations.
Do you want to have your fancy coffee maker, or do you want to have a new mattress?
Yeah.
What would you like to have? You
Better
can have,
sleep or no sleep.
You get to choose one or the other. Randy decided to choose
the coffee maker.
The coffee maker. So we kept our old mattress, and we have a new, yes, Emil, you knew it. Coffee maker for sure.
But yeah, I mean, it helps to foster an environment where misunderstandings and communication breakdowns don't happen, or happen less often.
And at the business, it's been night and day for us to know where our money is going, and that we're never worried about as something coming up. Our insurance is coming up. We just paid our affiliate fee, like stuff like that. We know that we're going to have a Christmas party. We know we are going to have money spent for what is it called that we do? Appreciation week, like stuff like that. We know that is coming up, and it's not a shock to us. It's something coming. And so we save every single month for those things, for equipment, because that's going to break down. So we have a bucket for that. And so we choose to put this money in all of these things, so that when these things come up, that we aren't having a problem. Or if we want to buy equipment or replace something, we look at our budget. Okay, is it there? Do we have the money to do it? Great. All right, let's pull the trigger and let's do it. If it's not there, then it's not there. It's literally black and white. It's very easy to go and look into it and make a good decision together business-wise. It's right there. It's right in front of you. So being able to have that YNAB that we use, our budget, which we do for personal and the business. We use it for both. For us, because we're do life together with our business, and we do life together as lovers. Like that. So having our personal and our budget together, and us
personal and business budget.
And yep, what did I say?
You just said budget. That's okay. Personal and business budget.
Anyways,
together.
both of those things really make everything so much better.
Makes it so
much better. It just, there's no question. We don't fight over money at all. We've never ever done that.
Because but it makes from the beginning, my money is your money. I don't need.
It's our money.
It's not. It's her money. The only thing I need, I don't need anything. The only thing I want is a bed to sleep in and coffee to drink. I'll find food wherever. I've eaten out of a garbage can before. I can do it again. That's the only thing I want, is a bed to sleep in and coffee to drink.
And everything else, our truck tent too. So if anything ever happens with our house, we have a truck tent that we could live in there.
Everything else is a want. So,
but with our having the budget, like we're able to know that we're fine with all of these things.
Yeah.
Like that is a huge key component there.
Yep. So now we're going to get into relationship, marriage stuff. With regards to,
we've been talking about the whole time.
But with regards to operating a business and a marriage together at the same time,
we're getting to
East Coast caller.
Yes, East Coast caller.
The East Coast callers questions. Back to the disagreements and conflicts. It's easy to muddle the two, right? Personal and professional together. It's difficult to set some sort of a boundary. And we try, and oftentimes we jump over that boundary. But we try to set some boundary, and it's easier for us because we don't have kids. I found out the other day we're dinks.
I don't know what that word
Dual
is.
Dual income, no kids. Dinks.
I don't really like that word.
Dual income, no kids. And we don't have animals anymore. Rest in.
Oh, I should have had
One Love Honey Badger.
Right here.
We don't have an animal anymore. She passed on. She was really old. It was really difficult. The last probably year and a half with her. It was like we had a baby again.
Yeah.
Constantly had to care for her. But the freedom that we have, we understand that. And we don't take it for granted, but we understand it. That we're fortunate. Not fortunate. Fortunate is not the right word. But we have adults now, right? Our kids are grown up. They're responsible for themselves. They're doing their own thing. We're not responsible for them. So we say these next things knowing that it's difficult for some because they still have young kids at home that they care for, that they don't have the freedom that we do. So
Freedom.
establishing boundaries between personal and business with regards to anything. I mean, it could be as simple as discussions. Like I tried in the beginning, not in the beginning, but I've tried over the past couple of years to say, like, after 8 p.m., I don't want us to do business stuff. I don't want us to do work stuff after 8 p.m. I want at least an hour or 90 minutes where it can just be us. And oftentimes that does not happen because usually we don't get done with work until 8 p.m. and we have to, there's things that we still need to do from the day or things that we need to prep for the next day or the week. And so vocalizing that's a want, that I want that to happen, but full well and knowing and accepting the fact that that doesn't always happen. Very rarely does it happen, actually. We usually do work all the way up until after we eat dinner. We'll work during dinner sometimes.
A couple times. We've tried to do better with that.
Mm-hmm.
We've tried to do better with, when we went to the mastermind with our business coaches in January, one of our...
We're getting there.
Oh, gosh.
We're getting there.
I'm going to sit over here on this side and I'm just going to nod like this while Randy talks.
We're getting there.
He has a vision.
Yeah. Yes. We're almost there. I promise.
Okay, Randy, keep going.
But then something that you can dive into about setting up meeting times between us, that it seems stupid that we have to set up a meeting time between the two of us, but we do.
Yes.
So what do we do with that?
Are you talking business-wise or personal?
Business.
Business-wise, we set up a time.
What day and time?
Friday.
Yep. What time?
2.
Yeah, usually, hopefully.
Hopefully we try to do 2 because we meet with our friends at earlier before that at 12:30.
Or we use Friday as a meeting day that we set up to
Friday
do consults.
Yeah.
Or I do mayor stuff.
Yeah. Friday we set up, how did the work week go? I would like us to set up a Monday meeting as well.
Shit,
Randy,
put it on the calendar.
I'm just telling him, this is like the first time he's heard this. Yeah. I was just thinking about
lack of communication. We're growing in front of you all.
See, look at us. So we have our Friday meeting that we meet and see how the week went. And then, we usually try to have some sort of focus of why we're meeting at that, plus just how did the week go, what's going on. And then I'd like to have a Monday to go like, okay, this is what we have coming up through that. So Friday and Monday is where I'd like us to start our week and end our week.
Check.
Together. We've been doing we've been doing better doing our Friday meetings.
Yeah.
Where we're not just like having coffee and
no, we've always worked.
But no, that we've had more of a focus of what we're talking about at that. Like our last meeting was much better.
Yeah. Yes. And so figuring out times to set up meetings like that, where it's just solely working on business stuff, I think has helped us move forward and be more productive.
Yeah.
And being okay with that, knowing that we can do that. It seemed trivial or stupid.
Because we're around each other all the time.
Yeah,
like,
that we had to
so
set
weird,
a meeting to talk about business stuff.
We're around each other all the time, so why?
But it's important because it helps us stay focused. And then what we also do, and we've done for a few years now, is we have a shared calendar on our phone or on Google, a Google Calendar that we put in stuff that she does, that I do together and separate of each other with other people. And so she knows to the best of my ability what I'm doing, and I know to the best of her ability what she's doing. So that way we can plan around each other's personal schedules as well.
And every night we come together and like, what's the next day? Like, this is what we have next day. So every night we do that. And I think that really helps to set up the next day going into it, so that we don't have any like conflicts, or if there's stuff that we need to like that are maybe we forgot to communicate it to each other, that we can fix it at that point in time and see if we can move things around or not, and then see how we're going to go through that. So,
yeah.
But I like that. That's one thing I think that helps us for each day is to know, okay, hey, this is what I have going on tomorrow. This is what you got going on tomorrow. And if we can help each other on that, if there's anything that we can help.
And then back to that unequal workload and contributions, it just, again, it comes down to open communication. Realizing that this person loves me so much that she just wants me to do nothing but succeed. And I need to respect her and love her enough to share with her what I'm going through feelings wise, what I'm going through business wise, struggling with things that I'm trying to accomplish, or failing at tests that I'm taking year after year after year after year.
But all of those things we've gotten better. Like, so even with your test, right? Now I'm just saying, but each time you've learned more, you've gotten better as you, well, yes, you have. I know you have. All that knowledge that you've gotten there also transfers over to all of our members here and our business as we're going through that. So knowing that each time you are learning something more, something better, that is not only being more beneficial for us and me being a better business owner because I learn from you as well, but also for our members as well. So it's all, I don't think any of it is a failure ever.
Except for the 3 tests that I took.
No. No. I don't see it as that. Like, it's all like, I mean, like if anybody else was coming in here into our gym, like let's take Sue, one of my clients, Sue. Like she comes in and she crushes it every single day. Every single day. Would you ever tell her with her disability to give up because she tried it 3 times and she can't do it again?
No.
That's what I'm saying. That's
why you failed the test 3 times, I'd call her a failure.
No, but you wouldn't give up though. You would like try again, and that you have learned from all of those things. And that's what we want to show, not only our own self, but to our members as well, that we don't give up. We keep pushing and we try to be better every single time, which is something that we preach here. Be better, always be better. So
whatever.
Anyways, look at us communicating right here. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
Financial disputes. We'll wrap this up. Even though we keep our budgets together, our budget is together, we have a separate business and personal budget. We talked about that. We already talked about that earlier. But just reiterating that that's one way so we don't blur the lines between home budget and business budget. So we're not stealing from one to pay the other. So we're not getting in any sort of trouble, I guess, with where our money's going. So that way it's all transparent and tracked. So we know exactly where every penny goes, where every penny of income comes into, and just keeping that, again, open and transparent. So there's no room for misunderstandings or.
And when there's nothing, just because we do communicate very well, there's no feeling where we need to hide certain things, like I'm buying this and he's going to get really pissed off about this. And if he finds out, like, we don't hide anything, any purchases or anything like that, whether it's business or personal.
Except for when a shirt shows up and she's like, how many shirts have you bought this month? And I remind her of 1, but the month before was 5. And it was on sale. I literally saved us money by buying the shirt.
Cool. So move on.
So I wrote something here. In addition to these solutions, it's crucial for married partners to nurture their personal relationships that are separately from the business and continue to develop strong communication skills. Again, it's easier said than done, although it is a simple thing to do. But sometimes it's hard having those tough conversations, or conversations that one perceives to be difficult and the other might think is just a conversation. So honoring and trusting your partner enough to know that, again, they just love you.
That's why you guys
and they want the best for you. Or they trust you because they decided to go into business with you. And that honoring that decision by having an open and honest conversation or open communication only helps to develop that business partnership as well. And then what we do 3 tips to help nurture and develop your relationship?
Regular date nights, which is my turn to, that's probably why he put it on here. It is my turn to set up our date from our mastermind when we went to our mastermind, which I was trying to say earlier, was one of our things coming back, that we needed to make sure that we had that time for us, and that we set up those dates for us personally, so where it's no business, we are just spending time with us and enjoying that and coming together. And that is something that is now my turn to, and we take turns on who is going to plan. So it's not like there's one of us that is always planning or feeling like, well, I always do that, or I always plan. Like, we take turns on that, and it's my turn. We haven't done one since we came back from our trip, actually. So I need to get on that.
We had a lot of date nights.
We did have lots of date nights. It was great. So anyways, but making sure that that is on there. And we do sometimes talk about business, but we really try to make sure that it is stuff that we are talking about with just us, and try not to bring work into it. It happens every once in a while, but
one thing that I'm going to start asking us to do is put our phones on do not disturb. Because even though we're on a date night, we don't tell people, hey, everybody, we're going on a date night. Don't text us. We'll get texts and calls the whole time. And so that's one thing I'm going to ask, is that we put it on do not disturb, so that way our phones don't beep or ring or vibrate.
Perfect. That sounds great.
Another tip. This is something I put in, and it's not, and I'm going to put this in not because I don't want to spend time with you all the time, but sometimes personal time is good. Personal time can help. Like when you go get your hair done, or you go and get nails done, or whatever. I don't go with you and sit there and hold your hand while you do that, and we have discussion and talks.
That would be weird.
Exactly. That's personal time. That stuff's important. It's important to have a moment
for yourself,
to collect your thoughts and to take care of yourself. My personal time used to consist of going and getting Chinese food. It does not consist of that anymore. It kills me. My personal time tried to kill me for so many years.
Yeah, literally every time he would say that.
So I don't do that anymore, even though I love it so much.
It's because I don't like Chinese food. So.
Yeah, so I used to do that by myself. When she would go out of town, I would text her and be like, I'm immediately going to get Chinese food, and I'm so happy. And then 10 minutes later, I text her and saying I'm in agony of how much pain I'm in.
It was horrible. So he doesn't do that anymore. But personal time is very important to have, so that you have that space to just come together and to kind of think on your own thoughts, and not feel like someone's there with you every 5 seconds of your life. Mm-hmm. You just need it.
And then maintaining interests outside of work, interests together that we like to do. Although there is no time outside of work, but we do have the ability to do stuff sometimes, some weekends, some years. And so when we have that time, we like to do things together. East Coast caller, in heated moments, we have to remember that we are not adversaries, but rather we're there for the other person. I don't have my glasses on. When they're having a hard time. Yep, 100%. And I think our island caller above, in dealing with couples, that often seems like the hardest thing to remember. You are on the same team and want best for each other, but so often it can be forgotten. 100%.
Yeah, past trauma. That's like, especially with like past relationships, like your exes, those relationships sometimes can come into stuff, and it triggers certain things. And so remembering that this is a different person, this is a different situation, they think differently, they aren't thinking that way. And realizing that, like, yeah, we're doing this together, and we do love each other, and I want him to always feel happy and feel like that I am just trying to build him up in our business and with what we're doing on the outside, and togetherness. Yeah.
That's us. So
anyways, that's what things that has helped us with working together, which we absolutely love it. And I love it very much. We were talking about that the other day, actually, how crazy it is that this is his life. This has been my life, but that we get to do this together. And the reason why we were able to do this is because YNAB.
Because of why not? Because of a budget.
Everything is, because we have a budget and knew that we could do this together, and it makes, helps everything. So, but I'm glad that we get to do this together and that this is our life now.
Yeah. It's a way better life than the life that I was used to, which is funny. Really quick, funny story. So last week, I was driving to the gym. I was going to the gym and I noticed all these city trucks from different cities driving in one direction. I was like, where are all these people going? And I knew all of them. I'm like, where are they going? They're all leaving their cities and going somewhere else. And then it hit me fast. It was Public Works, National Public Works Week. For 21 years, I have celebrated National Public Works Week. It's just a week where cities all over the country, they acknowledge and thank all their public works utility workers, all the people that make the water clean, all the people that make your sewer leave your house when you flush your toilet, everybody that fixes potholes, everybody that keeps the grass green in the parks, all that. Every year I've celebrated that for 21 years. And this year was the first time I have not. And it was weird. It was weird.
He's still, when we're driving, he'll be like, well, they haven't fixed that. Oh, well, they have this now. Look at this pothole. And I'm like, guess what? You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about that anymore. You don't need to call them. You don't need to tell them they need to be doing this. You don't have to do this.
Yeah. So
bye, Louie. Thank you. We love you.
So anyways.
Yes, Monica, that is one of the reasons why I don't want him to have a motorcycle, is because I've had multiple people.
You know what's funny? Sorry, multiple people. I did it again.
See, look at communication. We actually talked about this the other day. We're so bad. We talk on top of each other.
You're the worst out of it.
I don't know. I think that you have proved on this call that you are the worst. That we talk on top of each other, and that's something we're trying to do better, but we're really bad at it. But anyways, motorcycles. I've had people that have passed away because they've gotten in motorcycle accidents and they have died. And so that is something that is a very much triggering thing to me for him to have that. So
I grew up on a motorcycle. I learned how to ride a motorcycle before I learned how to ride a bike. And that's not saying a whole lot because I didn't learn how to ride a bike until I was 11.
That's fine. Who cares if you don't ride a bike?
But growing up on a motorcycle as a little kid, I crashed so many times. So part of me, I feel like, is more resilient because I've crashed motorcycles many times. I've ridden one off a cliff.
You think that with a lot of things, though, not just that, getting punched in the face.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, I think one thing everyone should experience in their life before they die is getting punched in the face. You realize really quick how fragile you are not when you get punched in the face. But I won't punch you in the face.
Randy thinks that I should get punched in the face. I don't want to ever do that.
You've been
punched. It was not in my face.
No, but you've been punched.
Yeah, and it was not awesome, and I didn't love it.
But you're stronger because of it.
No, I just know I don't like that. I don't ever want to be punched. Don't anybody, Emil, don't come and punch me. Monica, don't punch me because Randy thinks that I need to have that happen. No punching.
3 things I think everyone should experience in their life: getting punched in the face, going to jail, and skydiving. You learn a lot about yourself by those 3 things.
All of those 3 things I don't want to do ever. I don't want to do any of those things. So apparently I have not lived.
All right, you guys.
We love you guys.
Communication
is key.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for hanging out. We appreciate you all. We'll see you next time.